I was going to Japan. And I was happy in the airport for the first time. But my happiness got derailed. Because as I'm walking through LAX, I see a woman with a dog just shitting in the airport. The dog was shitting. We're all on the same page. I don't know how your imaginations work, but I don't want anyone to just picture a woman holding a dog. The woman was on the phone. That was the problem. She was on FaceTime ignoring the dog. You can't control what your dog does, but you also can't ignore your dog in a public place. So this woman is ignoring the dog. She's on the phone, and someone sees this and says, "Hey, miss, your dog." The woman looks away from her phone, looks at the guy, looks back at her phone and says, "Some people are so rude." I know, we're like, oh, this woman dies today. You know, this is exciting. But she starts to walk away. Yeah, she just leaves. Someone else tries to intercept her and says, "Miss, you can't just leave that there. You have to clean up after yourself." And she says, "Oh, they have people for that." You ever say that about cleaning up after yourself? They have people for that? Well, we should all fuck you up because they got doctors. So, I am now left guarding the shit. That's my new job. I'm guarding the shit. It wasn't in the itinerary that Delta sent me, but that's my new job. So I'm guarding the shit, because if I walk away, I'm part of the story. I saw it happen. I can't just leave that there. Because if I walk away, someone's going to wheel their bag right into it. Because you don't expect to see that. You don't walk through an airport being like, "Hope there's no dog shit on the ground." Like, no. You walk through an airport just going, "Cinnabon!" Like, that's all you do. So I'm guarding the shit. Maintenance comes over. They clean it up. And I thought, okay, now I can go to my gate. Now I can go to Japan. Now I can be happy. Almost optimistic. But I couldn't be happy yet. Because this woman was at my gate. She was also going to Tokyo. And she has now done something even worse than what she had already done. What could possibly be worse than leaving your dog shit on the floor without cleaning it up? Something some of you have done before. She was listening to music in a public space with no headphones on. Don't ever do that. Don't ever fucking do that! We don't need you to be our airport DJ. They're playing smooth jazz. They got us covered, okay? How inconsiderate of a human being does she have to be? I just picture her car parked diagonally across 3 spaces with paint on the bumper from the tricycle she hit. You know, just a total dick. Now, most people are avoiding her because she's loud and obnoxious. But I decide to sit down next to Cruella and have a little bit of fun. I say, "Are you going to London on business?" To which she says, "I'm going to Tokyo." To which I say, "Oh, no, that flight's moved to gate 53C. This is the flight to London." Now that's fun for a lot of reasons. The main one is I want to give her that little bit of panic. You know that self-doubt I'm talking about? That moment in your life? Like every time I've ever checked into a hotel, it takes them 1 extra second to find Hofstadter. I'm like, is this hotel even real? You know, like that panic. That's all I wanted for her. I figured it would last maybe a couple of seconds. She would get up, she would check the monitor, see it still said Japan. She would look at the gate agent. The gate agent would say, "Yes, this is the flight to Japan." She would look around the gate and see that everyone except for me was Japanese. Like, why did she not notice that? Why am I there? What does she think? I'm their teacher? What am I doing there? Oh, this redhead's taking all these Japanese people to London. This is a weird day. He's only one Japanese person away from being Japanese. But she doesn't do any of that. She just gets up and leaves. Just walks away. Doesn't even thank me, which I thought was rude, but just leaves. I know, some people are so rude. She just leaves. So I got up. And I boarded the plane. And then I don't know what the fuck happened. How could I know? I was in Japan. I have no idea what happened in Los Angeles. I know that I was happy. I know a few more details of the story. I know that she was not on my plane. Now, I know that because I was sitting toward the front. If she had walked by me, I'd have noticed her. But more importantly, we were delayed by about 20 minutes. Now, if you don't fly much, you might think that that's the plane waiting for her. That's adorable. Planes don't wait for people. This isn't a carpool. We're going to Japan, and we are fucking leaving. However, if you check a bag, and then you miss your flight, for safety reasons, they have to take the time to take the bag off. And that process takes about 20 minutes. So I'm just laughing. I'm losing my mind. Everyone else is upset. Everyone else is on the plane like, why are we on the tarmac for so long? I'm like, you have no idea what I just did for you. You have no idea. I'm not the hero you deserve, but I'm the one you need. I know 2 more details. I know LAX very well. So well that I know that there is no Gate 53C. That was an extra middle finger on the fuck you sandwich. For free. I also know that Delta only has 1 flight from Los Angeles to Tokyo per day. The one that I was on. Now, it is possible that they rebooked her onto another airline. That is possible. I hope it was United and they beat the fuck out of her. I hope so. Because they have people for that.